Well, we're looking towards Honolulu. Up above Honolulu is the Kulau mountain range, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up into the Olola Valley, and we're going to hike up the Waiomao stream where there's a whole bunch of waterfalls, and we're going to get up into the Kaiu crater and check that out, and then we're going to hike up the ridge of the crater up to this mountaintop and check it out, see if we can see the other side of the island, and then make our way back. Well, today is the start of another hike. We're going to head into the Kaiu crater, and we're up at the top end of the Olola Valley. But before we start this hike, we've actually got to go down.
Yeah, it looks a little slippery.
It's a bit of a downhill hike to get to the start of the hike.
It's not a bit of a downhill. It's
Yeah,
a downhill.
it's looking a little mucky.
Well, we're starting out the hike using ropes in the first 5 minutes or less. But we know there's more ropes up further. We've just come across a big hapu fern. Thing's huge. And we're still heading up the valley. The creek's down on our left here. We know we're going to have to cross it at least once. Well, we've made it down by Olola stream, and we've come to a little spot where we've got a nice little pond and little mini waterfalls, and we've got to work our way up through here, and you can see the sun shining today, so optimistically it won't rain.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're on our third water crossing, and we've come up to the area where the water pipe comes down, and this one Sheila's just finding her way across the creek here.
Yeah, sure.
There she goes. Okay, now what?
Stay low. That's what I say.
No problem.
I'm going to smash this on my head because in the old days the Hawaiians used to use this to make their hair curly. It's got lots of juice, and you rub it through your hair, it guarantees nice waves.
And show your waves around your back. See how lovely he's
See,
got?
Beautiful. And my dad told me this, and I believe everything he said.
Well, we're a little ways up above the river right now, and we kind of not sure if this is going to be our ultimate destination or not, but we're gonna aim for that. But first of all, we've got to find some waterfalls. We've been hiking for about an hour, and we're still kind of following along the creek. It's down below us. Well, we've been hiking for about an hour and 3/4, and we've made it to the first waterfall. It's got a pretty nice pool at the bottom of it, and we got a fair amount of water coming down here. We got a little bit of sun shining on it. Pretty spectacular. There we go. Olola Stream Falls, number 1. Well, we're at the top of the first waterfall. We just stopped up here for a quick little snack, and we're going to keep going. The trail kind of goes up the valley a little bit, so we're going to follow it along and see what we can find. Well, here we are. We've made it to the second falls from the Olola stream. These ones are pretty high as well. Pretty spectacular. Got a little bit of rain happening, but That's not going to slow us down. So now we've got to climb to the top of the second falls, and got some ropes to give us a hand. Steve's up in the trees, and we'll be up there shortly. Well, we're making our way up to the top of the second waterfall. Sheila's getting up there. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Still lots more up here, so
Okay, here we are at the bottom of the start of the third falls, and they go up quite a long ways, and basically we scramble up the side with some ropes, and we've met some other hikers here, and we're going to let them go first to make sure the ropes are strong enough. Okay, Sheila and Steve are making their way up. Our other hikers are up a little bit further. They're getting up close to the top. Once you get up to the top, you actually have to cross over up there. Well, we're working our way up the falls, and Sheila's just doing the last little bit. Steve's already up there, and he's taking a break. Well, we made it to the top of the first set of the third waterfall. So this is the second waterfall of the third waterfall, if that makes any sense. And basically we got ropes that go up the side of this one, and Steve's heading up that way now. Nice to have the security of the ropes, thanks to the folks that put them here. And Sheila's pulling up the rear. Well, we made it up the second set of the third waterfalls, and we got up to a little pond up here, and Steve pointed out that there was some wild taro growing up here. That's what the Hawaiians used to eat, and apparently there's a bulb that needs to grow in water, and they would eat the bulb and make poi out of it. This is the third set of the third waterfall, and it's a little bit shorter one, but it's a nice little waterfall nonetheless, and it's got a fair amount of water in it. Well, this is the fourth waterfall of the third waterfall of the Palalo stream, and this one kind of is quite a long one. We've gained quite a bit of elevation to get up to the top of this one, and we're just kind of hiking along the side of it. Good thing for the ropes. Well, we're still going up that fourth set of the third falls. Sheila's making it up. Steve's going to start out on that rope. We're climbing out of the valley, and pretty soon we're going to be in the crater. Looking forward to that. Well, we're still heading up, and this is at least the fifth waterfall of the third fall on the Palalo stream, and we're kind of getting out of the valley, but we've still got waterfalls. How many more are there? And Steve and Sheila are working their way up this last one. This is really steep here. It's as steep as a lot of the other hikes we've been on, but this one's got a water hazard. Definitely makes it a challenge. Here we are, following the Palalo stream into the crater, and I think we're getting close. This might be our last waterfall before we get to the crater. This is at least the sixth waterfall of the third waterfall of the Palalo stream. Well, we've come out of this valley down below, and we hiked up all of the falls. We came past the top of the falls, and so now we're up on the ridge overlooking the crater. And this is it in the background. We're going to get some better pictures in a minute. Well, we've made it up a little bit further, overlooking the crater. It is right over top of Honolulu, but you cannot see it from Honolulu. It's kind of hidden up here, and you have to hike for 3 hours to get up on this ridge so that you can see it. So we're going to hike along this southern ridge of the Ko'o crater, and what we're going to do is we're going to try and head up onto this ridge up above us here. We're not sure how far up there we're going to make it, but we're going to give it a shot. Right, team?
Right. Aloha!
Well, we're following this ridge, and we're right on the ridge over top of the Ko'o crater, and we're going to head up to this part up here. Right now we're at the 1,600 foot mark, so we're going to see what we can get up to once we get up to this little knoll up here. Working our way up the edge of the crater. There's not many ropes up here, a couple but not many, and it's pretty steep. Right, Sheila?
Yeah.
You're doing good. Okay, we're doing pretty good. We're still looking over the Ko'o crater, and we're at about the 2,300 foot mark right now. We're up pretty high. We got Honolulu and Waikiki in the background. Diamond Head's way out there, and in the forefront is the Paloa Valley. We climbed up the Paloa stream to get here. So we just got a little bit more to get to the top, so we're going to give it a shot. Okay, we're at the 2,400 foot mark. We're overlooking the Ko'o crater, and it's not too bad a day. We got some blue sky and blue water in the background. It's a pretty steep hike, this last 700 feet up. Maybe a challenge going down. Well, we're up on the top. We got a little bit of mist came through, but we're at about 2,470 feet, 2.5 miles into this hike. It's been pretty steep, the last little part, as we've showed you. And so now we didn't get any good pictures of the windward side because it was all fogged in. So now we're going to start heading down, and we left Sheila down a little bit, so we got to pick her up on the way back. Here's a good overview of Ko'o crater. Ko'o crater. Not that big, but it's a pretty good one. And we've got Waikiki in the background and Diamond Head. Well, we're right on a little ridge. Actually, the whole last part of the hike has been on this ridge. And it's only about maybe 5 feet wide at the widest spot, mostly about 3 feet wide. Well, we've come down from the 2,470 foot mark. It's taken us about an hour to get back down, and now we're on the southwestern rim of the Ko'o crater. We were up on the top of this peak up here. That's where our target for our hike was. That was the 2,470 foot mark, and definitely one of the more challenging hikes that we've taken. A lot of very steep areas with no ropes. Anyways, we came back down that ridge and back down to the Paloa stream and back up the southwestern ridge, and we will be heading back to the car. It shouldn't take us, oh, maybe another hour and a half. And we're gone.